Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Club Kayfabe podcast.
I just saw my friend Mike put on his Facebook, Happy Mother's Day to all my Facebook friends who are moms who have kids. As opposed to Happy Mother's Day to all the moms who don't have any children.
So if you didn't know already, Joey Image is joining us today.
This kid is dumber than the guy with the burgers.
What an ass.
Holy Christ. All my friends who are moms with kids. The greatest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Well, we have a title to the show already.
Oh, God.
And that's Jason Shin.
Hello.
And the other regular is Chris O'Mealy.
Yes, hello.
Here's a New York State Police posted
Welcome to Facebook Talk.
Posted a warning that says missing vulnerable adult. What does that mean? Like the guy's emotionally upset right now. There's a depressed guy walking the street.
You just say hello to him and he cries.
I'm so vulnerable. Yeah, well, you're also missing, asshole. Get in the fucking car. There's a $10 reward for you.
Or like Superman with kryptonite, a vulnerable person walking the streets.
Vulnerable adult who has kids. Oh, fuck.
Happy Vulnerable Parents' Day to parents who have kids.
Happy Mother's Day, Nancy.
Oh.
Tony this,
I was
Tony
talking to my
that.
own mother.
Kiss Tony's motherfucking ass.
I was talking to my own mom, that's all. Nancy Image.
We don't really have a show for you guys. We're just gonna talk. So there was a pay-per-view, or excuse me, a WWE special event.
Which is funny because they keep calling it a pay-per-view.
Well, it makes more sense. I was thinking special event. If you have the network, you're not paying per view. So
in fact, you could just view it over and over and over and over again, as seen by when they posted on Smackdown their top shows of the week. WrestleMania 30 is like number 6 in their top 10 shows still.
They should start calling them PPMs, pay per month.
There you go. But so we started our PPM with a WeLC match on the pre-show. Well, I hate to say everything was bad about this because not everything was, but they over-gimmicked it. They
over-gimmicked the gimmick, brother.
They over-gimmicked the gimmick, and while it was funny to see mini commentators, the fun of that stopped as soon as they started talking because they were absolutely terrible.
Did you see the picture that that dude got a bunch of shit for?
Oh, because John Cena was joining the Wyatt family behind
and
the scenes.
they were going over stuff, and then I guess he posted on Facebook, and there was people complaining about it.
Short sleeve Samson.
Wait, did you just refer to a midget as a kid?
Yes.
No, he's talking about Tyson Kidd posting that picture. He's the one who took it.
I don't think that was short sleeve Samson. I forget the guy's
Someone
name.
said it was.
I don't think it was.
He was there.
I don't remember.
But
Oh, by the way, Jason Shin coming to us live from the Aces and Eights clubhouse.
What?
You didn't hear the motorcycle just go by?
Oh. No.
No.
I heard the clothes cleaning machine.
That's not even running anymore.
As opposed to the dishes cleaning machine
Yes.
and the clothes drying machine.
So what is a shower? Like a people cleaning machine?
A people cleaning gimmick.
I have a couple of those.
Wow.
So yeah, so the pre-show, I give it up for Torito and Hornswoggle and 3MB for trying to put together an entertaining comedy match, but all the extra bells and whistles that were kind of there, didn't care for them.
and not that the guys involved with them are exactly over, but when they get beaten up by midgets every week, they lose any chance of possibly getting over again.
Right.
You think it'd be easy to get over the midgets?
You think Mr. T's mom has the greatest Mother's Day every year?
I think she has a great
today,
Mother's Day on Earth Day.
Like
On St. Patrick's
President's Day.
like today, he just goes to her house today and replays his fucking Hall of Fame speech on shuffle or on what do we call it, repeat for hours at a time.
On shuffle.
I
So
love
She
Rumble
finally
Art.
throws him out.
Well, WWE now. Shin brought up a good point before. Do you think WWE got his approval to just kind of put that together, or do you think there's like, holy crap, this is gold? Let's make a video about it.
I didn't even know they put together a video. I was just talking about the Hall of Fame speech.
Well,
No,
yeah,
they put together a rap video for it.
Yeah, they
Oh my
took parts
God.
of the Hall of Fame speech, and the WWE and Mr. T present Happy Mother's Day or some
Oh,
shit like
I gotta
that.
find that. That's terrific.
Somebody posted it in the board.
Yeah, it's on the board. It's on my
I'll find
Facebook.
it. That's amazing.
It's everywhere. But for the, I wouldn't count WrestleMania as like a once-in-a-year spectacle. So this to me is like the first regular pay-per-view on the WWE Network. And they delivered.
It's like once a year?
It's totally like once a year. But then we had RVD versus Cesaro versus Swagger, and to me, I thought this match was really good. And at one point, oh my God, Cesaro freaking teleported out of being underneath a trash can as RVD went for the 5-star on it.
Yeah, man, that fucking trash can was in bad shape after the match.
Trash can took the job. Go figure. Swagger was the first one eliminated.
Well, if you didn't see that
Cesaro and
happening.
Van Dam could have their match. Well, some people who were in attendance for the event called Jack Swagger to win. The 1 in 15,000.
You know, I don't know if Racist Vince is waiting in the wings today, but I wanted to get something out of the way really quickly on this show.
Hey, wait, which one? Who was
So much for really quickly.
who was Short Sleeve Samson? Was that the Micro Cole guy or no?
I think so.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking of the Jerry Lawler one. It was not. What's his name?
Jerry Smaller.
Yeah, I like how they changed their names mid broadcast because they realized that Mini King sucked. When
Yeah.
they first announced him,
yeah.
like, what's your name? He's like, I'm Jerry Mini King. No, idiot, that's dumb.
I'm Little JBL or something.
Yeah.
And then
WBL.
JB Elf.
WeBL, yeah. That
Yeah,
was
JBL
terrible.
and Jerry Smaller were much better names.
Micro Cole was really good,
That was fucking terrific.
but they were all terrible actually talking.
Yes.
But yeah, I kind of noticed a trend. Not only, first of all, did Vladimir freaking Alexander Rusev lose his first name now.
Now he's from Russia.
Now he moved to Russia, loves Vladimir Putin, and only beats up black people since moving to the main roster.
I didn't read the story behind that, but I know there's some kind of article about it.
Well, I can tell you the reason right now is because they're not really people. You see, when I first brought Kofi Kingston into my office, I started trying to communicate with him in inarticulate grunts and clicks and clacks. And then he said, at which point, Vince, I speak English. And I said, excuse me, I can't understand a word you're saying. I don't speak black.
Oh,
Yeah, you know what? Short Sleeve Samson was what's his name? Not the other guy.
Yeah, I didn't want to
Yeah.
hire a black midget.
He was Jerry Lawler. I thought Short Sleeve Samson was Michael Cole. He was the Jerry Lawler guy. Gosh.
So, Vince is gone already, too. I wanted kind of an explanation as to why Rusev is only beating up black people. But I guess they're not real people.
well,
is
maybe, I was gonna say, maybe they have also been outlawed in Russia.
There's supposedly there's some like explanation thing. I saw it posted on Facebook last week, but I didn't actually read it. But it's supposedly like I don't know if it's some fucking fan made it up or if it's an actual legit thing.
that Lana's a racist and she just has him beat black people up?
I don't give a fuck. Look at her, for Christ's sake. She could have him beat up fucking children. I wouldn't fucking care. Happy Mother's Day. As long as she's out there with her fucking legs and her ass, I don't give a shit. You know what's weird? She goes on her, I guess it's her Instagram, and she puts videos of her, like, talking perfectly normal, and then, like, an hour later, she's on TV speaking with that fucking accent.
Vladimir Putin.
Put it in me, bitch! Vladimir, put in my ass.
Well, if we ever do an @CK game where we do gay dictators,
Gay dictator.
Yeah, what a fucking repetitive comment that was.
So Rusev Smash, Hulk Smash. He beats up black people. He beats up 2 for the price of 1 this time.
In less than 3 minutes.
Yeah. And,
Xavier Woods was hardly in that match at all.
also following this pay-per-view, we have a...
Well, he's black.
Speaking of black people, we have a new Intercontinental Champion who took the Intercontinental Championship from a black person. In a good match, too. I think Barrett is having really good matches lately.
He seems completely rejuvenated by this character. Like, he genuinely seems to enjoy being Bad News Barrett.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you guys. It seems like both Barrett and the Wyatts are supposed to be heels, but everybody likes them.
Because one group has a person who sings, and the other one has a really catchy phrase.
Yeah,
Like a
look,
catchphrase.
yeah, but also look at who they're feuding with.
Yeah, Big E didn't take off as a face because, unfortunately, as funny as the guy can be, they gave him the title and did what with him for months? There's like, here's the title. That's it. That's your push. Here's the title.
They did the same thing with Titus O'Neil. They're like, wow, you have a genuine comedic personality, so enjoy jobbing.
Well, as we saw on Raw, too, the same thing happened with Sheamus. Hey, you have no character, so here's the title again.
Fella.
So, okay, I want to say this right here and now. Somehow, some way, Batista is in my 2 favorite matches of the week. Batista is in my 2 favorite matches of the week.
Well, first off, look at who else was
My
in the
client.
pay-per-view match.
Dave Batista. Yeah, so Evolution versus The Shield. This, I don't know if you guys had another match of the night. This was my match of the night from the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Pay-per-month view.
No,
thing.
it's definitely the best match.
And it had Triple H, who I really don't like seeing in matches, Batista, and Randy Orton. And everything about the match delivered. When they had Ambrose and Rollins on the outside and Roman still in the ring, and you kind of knew, because news was coming out about Batista not wanting to stick around, that once Batista was alone in the ring with Roman Reigns, he was going to take the fall. But still, everything going on outside the ring and inside the ring made sense. It felt like a real war. I loved this match, and I would put it up there with the war they had with the Wyatts at Elimination Chamber.
I don't know if I'd take it that far.
But it was definitely another great match involving the Shield.
I'm surprised that Seth Rollins is still alive after that crazy dive.
After that dive and the one on SmackDown where he faced Batista and he dove to the outside and Batista just took his head and slammed it into the announce table.
Yeah,
That was my other... Yeah. And the yeah is back, by the way. On SmackDown, the main event was like yeah every 2 seconds. So glad it's back.
Oh, I just found the sister we talked about earlier. Oh, in a relationship. Oh, fuck that. Oh, well. No, she ain't coming.
And then we got a match.
It's long distance, it doesn't count.
Oh,
In that
I mean,
case,
yeah. That doesn't count. You're right. Fuck that. Arizona. Fuck you. And yes, this picture is much better than the other one, Pat. Sorry.
oh, no problem.
They're all pretty good, actually. Anyway.
So we had Bray Wyatt versus John Cena in the steel cage in what I thought was a good match, although it was kind of back and forth. It had its low points, had its high points, but it really dragged the crowd in when it dragged the crowd in. But they tried to put over just how many times Cena could have won the match, because it was like, I'm almost out the cage, and here comes Eric Rowan. I'm almost out the cage again, here comes Luke Harper. I'm almost out the cage again, here's a little kid singing in my face.
You know, the only thing that bothered me about that was the kid fucking looking behind Cena every 2 seconds. So making it way obvious that somebody was going to come up from behind. Like, don't they train these fucking kids?
Well,
Like when Sandman's kid fucking got in his face and then did the Raven pose, but he put his arms up like a minute and a half too early and then suddenly put them down real quick. So you knew that like maybe a half a minute. So you knew that like in 30 seconds that Raven was going to show up.
Kid can't hit his damn mark.
Well, that's the problem. That's what he is.
Because he's a damn mark.
Oh my god.
Well, all fairness given to the kid, he was possessed or something. So I guess.
Oh yeah,
it's
right. That's right.
kind of okay.
He was singing in that Sid voice. Can you hear me? Not Sid. What's that? Was it Ole Anderson that did that voice?
Shockmaster.
Yeah.
Shockmaster.
Yeah, he was singing in that voice. Maybe that was the Shockmaster's son.
Finally. His
how are
mask
these
fell
two-
off before the lights even came on, though.
How are these two girls related? These are completely different people. Holy Christ! This is amazing.
Are we still on Impact?
I'm about to make an impact.
Alright.
Giggity.
So in our main event, which is really weird, our
I like
pay-per-view...
I like how you tactfully forgot the women's match.
Yeah.
Well, we were just talking about women. But, oh yeah, so Paige defended her title against Tamina Snuka.
Yeah, against Jimmy Snuka's son.
Yes, Michael Cole did say that was Jimmy Snuka's son. Fucking idiots.
I missed that part. That's
Yeah.
terrific.
Yeah, she was coming down.
Tamina Snuka, the son of Hall of Famer Jimmy Snuka.
Holy shit! That's
And the best part is they must have realized how badly they fucked up because nobody corrected him or even tried to make a joke about it or acknowledge it. They immediately changed the subject.
Not even laughter at the commentary table.
they probably put all their mics on mute and then laughed for an hour.
Kind of like what we do in here.
Vince was probably laughing backstage, though.
She's a man.
Oh,
She's Samoan, I get it.
now that Caitlyn is gone, Tamina is the most manly of the divas on the roster.
I find her oddly attractive. I don't know why.
That does say something
Yeah,
about you.
Tamina. I don't know why.
Because she's like...
Denz is in love with her.
Did you also find Diesel attractive?
His goatee was too bushy for me.
But that music...
Yeah, the music is what did it for me.
When he lifted his arm up in the air, and it always... all the pyrotechnics went off. So, our pay-per-view was actually main evented by the championship.
Wow.
Even
Daniel-
though everybody called for Evolution to main event.
Mm-hmm. And Daniel Bryan versus Kane main evented the pay-per-view, and most of it happened backstage. A poor TV met a foul end by being tossed into water and interrupting the feed's electricity because it was still plugged in when Kane threw it in the water.
I thought that was really funny.
Wait. What happened? I don't know. What water?
There was a barrel, and it was filled with water, and he threw a TV across the room at Daniel Bryan that was still plugged into the wall, so it fell in and started sparking.
Yes, I do remember that. Okay, I'm sorry.
But it actually started affecting the broadcast because it was still plugged into the wall.
It was like fucking up their headphones and shit.
Yeah. Okay, I remember that.
So then we get a pallet jack bringing everything back down to ringside. Pallet
Shades
gets
of the
lifted up.
A&P, right, Pat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was such a shitty finish.
And,
It could have been worse. He could have pinned him with the fucking forklift like the
the
Foley
halftime
Rock match.
show.
Yeah.
The empty arena halftime show.
the diving
Halftime
headbutt
heat.
was cool, and I thought the fact that Bryan pinned him clean was cool. What I didn't like was right afterwards we get the to be continued because after the 3 count he kicks out right away and they go, oh no, fire, oh no, rematch, and that's what I really want to talk about this week. Because how shitty was this whole segment on Raw?
Extremely shitty.
This myriad of segments, this cacophony, this gaggle of segments.
What? What? Cacophony? What the hell did you call it?
You guys are using 2 big words for Joe right now.
Colonoscopy?
Do you mean too many big words, or do you
Shin
literally
goes
mean
right to
two
the
big
fucking
words?
ass. Jesus Christ. No, I knew what the second one he said, gaggle, is. That's what geese hang out in. But, like, I don't know, whatever the fuck, Kokanoffee or some bullshit?
Is Kokanoffee related to Kofi?
Kokanoffee Kingston.
That reminds me when we
fuck.
recorded that interview with you, Joe, and we did the outtake part where you talked about porn. You're like, I read a synopsis, and then you stopped yourself. You're like, wow, synopsis is a big word. I don't usually use big words like that.
That never happened unless you find the video on YouTube.
Yeah, this segment on Raw was awful. It was reminiscent of like the old weird Kane angles, and I feel like every time Kane becomes a monster again, they have to do an angle like this.
Yeah,
And-
unfortunately, it kills it right away. Though there was the jack-o'-lantern Kane backstage,
Yeah.
the Jack Kane lantern. Then there was, hold on a second, because I have notes on this
You
shit.
just got really excited. Wow.
Yeah, because I remembered I had some things I had to mention. Stephanie McMahon hands this whole show.
Yeah, seriously.
She knocked on the door and was like, "Pff, pff, pff. Oh, sorry. It must be my heavy knock." What? And then backstage when they're in the car, pff, on the side of the car, and
Those
Bree
heavy hands
screams.
again.
Yeah, Stephanie McMahon hands is her new gimmick.
The other thing is, like, because it's such a poor segment, not that Danielson and Brie Bella are going to be the best actors on the roster, but they weren't even trying.
Yeah, the Bree screaming the whole time. I wanted to just slit her throat.
Oh, God!
Wow, that escalated quickly.
Well, or something, you know.
Let's not lock
There-
you and Brie Bella in a house with some Bibles for the weekend.
There are better things you could do with her throat.
You don't need another hole.
We don't need another hole. Is that not how the song goes?
What song are you talking about?
You don't need another hero? You don't need another hole?
But this
Usually, Racist Vince sings it differently, but
this angle is Zack Ryder to a T. It's the same angle.
Yeah, we all see where his push went.
And that's what I worry
bunny.
about. Oh, we'll get to that. That's what I worry about with stuff like this, though. With Daniel Bryan, he's finally the champion everyone wanted him to be, and he's feuding with Kane.
Yeah.
And
The thing is, Kane deserves a lot more than he gets.
his matches, I had no problem with the Extreme Rules match. I liked it. But at the same time, like you said, the storyline's tacky already. It's dumb. And is this what Daniel Bryan should be going after in his first 2 months as champion?
of course.
Oh, okay then. Well, next week we'll have another show, ladies and gentlemen. Of course.
It doesn't matter if Kane gets shit. He's insured.
So, another thing that happened on the Raw, Shin, you'll probably be excited by this. There was a 20-man battle royal
I did like that.
for the United States Championship, featuring the cast of the non-Hulu Plus Raw on Hulu Plus.
It only makes Hulu if there's a title involved.
And then after the match, Sheamus, I think he was trying to say a broken clock, but he said it sounded like he
Yes.
said a stuck cock is right twice a day.
He said a stuck clock, which I don't
Oh.
understand what the fuck. A stuck fucking clock.
A stuck cock is right twice a day.
So what he's saying is that's very wrong.
Well, I don't know, Jay. Do you agree? If
Oh,
it's stuck,
come on.
Is it still right?
I don't know. You gotta get a little fucking traction, a little bit of motion.
Yeah. We still got some more of the Cesaro Van Dam feud. Was that on the Hulu cut?
yeah, I got that, and then there were rolling gut wrench suplexes, which were really cool. Cesaro got DQ'd, and then he beat RVD down from the outside, and then he put him in the tree of whoa, dude.
Did you get Ryback beating Cody Rhodes?
No.
Aw, that sucks. Did you get the Cinco de Mayo celebration with Los Matadors and 3MB?
I'm going to let you guess if I got that or not on the Hulu cut.
Well, they kept talking about partying, and I'm like, this is it. Adam Rose is going to debut right here, and then he didn't. I'm like, well, that was a complete waste of time. Did you get Rusev crushing Kofi Kingston?
Again, I'm going to let you... I got that on SmackDown.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that
we
was on
got
both.
that match at some point, but maybe not on Raw.
Bryan made Del Rio tap out before
In
we
a
got the
match
rest
he
of that.
needed to compete in or he would forfeit his title.
Yes, against Del Rio of all people. Did you get the Biggie Barrett rematch
Yeah, I got that
Yes.
too. And
with
so...
with Zeb Coulter's deportation list?
Yes.
More importantly, since you're talking about Zeb Coulter, yes, let's talk about the debut of Adam Rose and the
It wasn't even a debut. He just danced and left.
Well, he appeared on TV.
It was terrible.
And the television debut of Justin Glory,
Yes.
which
That
is
wasn't
really
a
awesome.
debut either. It was just an appearance.
Exactly, but it was still cool to see on Raw.
It was cool to see, but people on Facebook were like, he made his debut. And then what? And they went back home to fucking
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Is he
It's not
gonna
a
be
debut.
a rosebud that wrestles?
Well, that's what I wanted to know.
Well, I mean,
because
we got one of those on NXT.
I know on
Yeah,
the World Star page they posted that he got a WWE tryout. I don't know if that's true or not.
No, he didn't. Me and Decker had a long, or me and someone else named Chris had a long talk to him about that, like a couple weeks ago.
Not-
They told him that
Me and a certain C. Decker. No, that's too obvious.
they
Me and a certain
said
Chris
that
D.
they told him the over 30 thing about the age deal. They don't hire over 30,
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's stupid.
which I asked him if that was legit, and he's like, well, that's what they told me. I go, well, I've heard it's legit, I've heard it's not legit, but apparently it is, I guess.
I wonder if that's legal.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want. The government's... Vince has already beaten the government in court. What else can they possibly fucking do to him?
I mean, it's your company. You can do that.
Plus,
I
they
know.
claim them as independent contractors, not actual
Right.
employees. So
Yeah,
that's
but
how
they-
they get away with a
Which
lot.
is
of
also
shit.
bullshit.
But they can't work anywhere else.
Right.
Right.
That's because they're not in India as opposed to total nonstop
They're
aggravation.
independent contractor.
Total nonstop aggravation. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I didn't know Christopher Daniels was finally gone from the company.
Yeah.
How did
And-
that happen?
Yeah, he's gone. Saban's
They just didn't
gone.
renew his contract for
Who
some
else,
reason.
who else left recently? Is Kaz still there?
But, no idea. About, I know there's like 5 or 6 people that are gone.
I know Eric Young
As
and
of the
Abyss are
last
still
couple of
there
weeks.
because they're mimicking the Extreme Rules match.
How? I didn't see it. I haven't seen Impact in a couple
They've been
weeks.
mimicking the entire feud
Yeah.
Why, just because he has a beard?
because he has a beard and he has a mask, and they're doing
Dude,
the same gimmick.
The beard has nothing to do with anything. That's the dumbest fucking claim I've heard in the past, like, 15
Well, no,
years.
not even that. But they
You know how many
use
other
it
guys
to-
at TNA have beards? Macho Man had a beard. Were they copying Daniel Bryan? Was Daniel Bryan copying Randy Savage when they gave him the title? Because Macho Man had a beard. He must have been.
No, but look at the guy who's
Randy
who's-
Savage was copying Jay Lethal.
Look at the guy who's the hot commodity now in WWE. He's a smaller guy. Just so happens
He's
that
been a
he
hot
has
commodity for years now. It's not like this is a new thing. Why didn't they give Eric Young the title 2 years ago?
Is Eric Young a hot commodity though?
Eric Young's a hell of a worker. I know that much. I don't think TNA itself is a hot commodity. So I don't, anybody else in it isn't really. I mean, I hate to fucking bury them, and I get annoyed when people bury them because the people burying them aren't doing half as good as fucking TNA is. They may be losing money, but they still got a shitload more than these marks have in their fucking pockets, who do nothing but watch it on TV and then bitch about it and then continue to watch it the next week. So I try not to bury them as much as possible. I mean, I know sometimes it's just hard.
So I'm looking at the TNA roster. When did Bobby Lashley come back?
Oh, God, like 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago.
Probably hasn't made an appearance since. Just showed up.
Racist Vince didn't want him, so non-racial Dixie hired him.
Non-racial Dixie.
Which is funny, because she's from the South.
That's another thing too. Like, Dixie will actually like respond to marks on Twitter and like debate them, whereas if I bet everybody who tweets Vince just gets flat out ignored.
She said something dumb the other day that, well, we'll talk about it.
You got to narrow that down.
No, you don't. If you saw it, this would not need any narrowing down.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, there's only one stupid thing she said that got our shitload of publicity this week. Are we done with the pay-per-view, first of all?
We've been done with the pay-per-view.
We
Yeah,
just finished
we're
Raw.
like done with Raw now.
Oh.
And
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. Whatever the fuck show it is. They all. Well, now that you don't have to pay separately for it, and I don't have to leave my house to go to Fridays, it's barely a pay-per-view anymore. It's just the same goddamn thing.
you know what I'm going to say about NXT? This is going to be real quick. Watch the Battle Royal. Just watch the Battle Royal,
I didn't
kids.
see that either this
It
week,
was
I
so
forgot.
good. It was such a good Battle Royal. The ending was great. It was a...
Yeah, it had a really good finish.
See, the ending was good, but I think they could have figured out who won. I mean, just in watching it when they did that slow-mo again, I mean, even though I don't care for the gimmick, I feel like Tyler Breeze had that one.
Well, that's not how it was written out to happen, Jay.
Well,
so.
well no, I know.
I don't know if you know this about wrestling or not.
Oh, I noticed a lot of people, before I got a chance to watch NXT, were shitting on Alexa Bliss.
Dude,
Like,
I
really
love that
shitting on
debut.
her.
I don't even know who she is. I only just heard of her this
She's
morning.
like a cheerleader pixie gimmick. But she
Yes.
wasn't bad.
She's
I don't know
got
why
got the
everybody was
glitter
shitting on her.
zer that she blows into the crowd.
Yeah.
Glitters her. That's the greatest fucking Facebook name ever.
And then what was your SmackDown notes this week, Pat?
Oh, well, SmackDown was actually a really awesome show. They basically paid off all the beatdown that they gave to the Wyatts from Evolution on Monday. Or, not the Wyatt, excuse me, the Shield on Monday. So the Shield were all in singles action. Ambrose had an awesome rematch with Sheamus for the United States Championship where he was knocked out on the outside and still got back in the ring. And then what I thought was really cool, he got up and could not even stand, and then Sheamus just like, LOL bro kick, and it just kind of, it's turning Sheamus heel slowly, and it made Ambrose look awesome.
And then Batista had an awesome match because Rollins carried him.
Oh my god, that was such a good match. It's like Batista, he was just like, stand there, Batista, and I'll make it amazing. And then Roman Reigns took on Mark Henry, and Mark Henry was like, that's what I do, I'm turning... Oh, wait, he did a promo beforehand, too, where he was like, I know y'all are faces now, but when you were heels, you beat the shit out of me, like, every week, so payback's a bitch. Yeah. Except he said none of those words.
That is pretty much what he said, though. That's a good summation.
A good angry black man summation. Yeah, the Batista match with Seth Rollins was easily the highlight of the show for me, and I think Rollins is going to be the guy who really... I mean, thankfully, WWE's starting to take notice that they could break all three of these guys up and not have a problem with it. But
Yeah, but it's funny, because I posted the poll in the group, and I'm like, so who's going to be the breakout star when the Shield breaks up? And everybody was Roman Reigns, and a few people were Dean Ambrose, and nobody was Seth Rollins. And I think it's funny how there are still so many people out there who claim that Seth Rollins is going to be the guy that just disappears into oblivion, and yet he has consistently been the best one out of all of them.
Right. That said, main event, John Cena and the Usos took on the Wyatt family. Yeah, came back. Big clothesline from Luke Harper to end the match. Yeah. Derp and SmackDown.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you said Cena main event. Did anybody see that John Cena was on main event this week?
Yeah. Do you know why they're doing that? Because they want to make sure people are going to actually watch the network and shows that are on there.
But,
so they're like, if we put John Cena on main event, that'll entice people to watch.
By the way, I got an email about that, about the Refer a Friend program, and it had Dolph Ziggler with all these $25 gift cards. Totally missed opportunity, WWE. Rob Van Dam holding $25 gift cards, and it just says, Refer Madness.
Couldn't do it. Copyrighted movie title.
But refer is not the same. It's missing a
I know
E,
that.
so you could do that.
I know. I just saw the coolest misspelling ever, and I need to share it. Instead of McDonald's, this says MITTDONALS as one word.
McDonald's.
That's the greatest, like Mitt Romney.
May I ask, or should I
May
already know
19th?
the answer of who exactly, what type of person wrote that?
Oh, wrestling, white chick.
Obviously. That's all I'm gonna say for now. I'm on a tight schedule this week. Wow, that was abrupt.
Speaking of tight, I hope this girl goes to the Fozzy show.
Oh, speaking of, we have a special Troll Truth this week that Jason Shin is going to tell us about.
I'm going to add to this the Dixie thing, and I'll talk about it when you guys are done.
All right, so on Raw, Sheamus won the U.S. title in that Battle Royal, and so I just see on my news feed on Monday, and I hadn't watched Raw yet because Hulu. I just see "fuck you, Sheamus." So I look up Sheamus on Wikipedia to see what the hell she could be talking about, and see that Sheamus won the U.S. title. So I reply to this person and I say, hey, maybe now that maybe now the U.S. title will be defended a little more. To which I immediately get an angry response from someone else in this gaggle of girls that said, it wasn't Dean's choice, it wasn't Dean's decision, it was a booking decision. Don't even go there, Jason. I was like, alright. So it was a booking decision that Dean Ambrose didn't defend the title. That's fine, but it was also a booking decision that he dropped the title. So I replied back, and I said,
that's true.
I said, obviously, it's also a booking decision to give the title to Sheamus. To which that comment was deleted from the thread to look like this chick got the last word. At which point, I decided that the unfollow button on Facebook is my friend. Because if you're not, if you want to have a conversation, if you want to have a debate, you want to have a discussion, that's fine. But if you want to just bitch and complain and complain and not let anybody else's point be seen, then I don't need to waste my time on you.
Don't waste my time.
Something similar happened to me once. I had a friend who has since unfriended me over this, but she's a teacher now, and she actually posted, like, a project that one of her students had done and was bitching about it, like, I don't even understand what he's trying to do. And somebody pointed out it was like a molecular structure, but it was referencing a movie in some way, and all these people who caught onto it were like, oh my god, this kid's a genius, like, this kid's really smart. Like, there were all kinds of comments explaining what it was and basically praising this kid for thinking outside the box, to which she flat out responds like, well, if I don't get it, it's obviously not a good project. So I responded back, I'm like, are you sure you want to be doing this on Facebook? Like,
I saw that.
Yeah, like, if I was a parent and I saw a teacher criticizing my kid for actually thinking, I'd be pretty pissed off. So she deleted my comments and went back to criticizing the kids, so I posted something on my own wall that she obviously can't delete, like, hey, anybody have an opinion about a situation like this? I feel it's unprofessional, so she just unfriended me.
That may be where I saw it on your thing.
Yeah, I encounter that all the time, too, with a particular concert promoter that works out of Jersey, and all she ever does is bitch publicly on her Facebook about the bands that she's booked and how they're not drawing and how she's always losing money on these shows. It's like, well, you've decided to be in this business, A, but B, it's really, really unprofessional to just sit on your Facebook and fucking complain all the time publicly about these other people. If your fucking business is not going where you want it to go, then try harder. Don't fucking bitch about other people. Yeah, other people are involved, but
Yeah,
what
like
good does it do to just complain about it online?
Friends of mine that still work for Disney who aren't getting promoted in the company are constantly posting shit like, I keep giving this company so much and I'm working so hard. Why the fuck won't they move me up? I'm like, maybe because they're seeing you talk shit about the company. Shit like that doesn't make any sense to me, but then again, we actually use our brains and logic.
Well, I had said to Pat yesterday, I feel like people just need something to complain about. Instead of doing anything to improve the situation, like another example of this, somebody was complaining on their Facebook the other day about, stop sending me game requests. And I pointed out, hey, if you block the game, you'll never get the game request.
Yeah, nobody ever seems to notice that.
To which the reply was, I shouldn't have to block your games. You should, and I didn't send the request, by the way, but the response I got back was, I shouldn't have to block your games. You should just not send them. It's like, all right, fine, do nothing and continue to complain.
Yeah, but a lot of times that's just people clicking like invite all. It's not like they specifically go to that. I bitch about that too, but when I get one, I just block the game and I never see it again.
Right,
exactly. I understand logic.
I do that all the time.
But again, it's not like I'm going right to O'Mealy's thing saying like invite him only. It's like people just hit invite all and it goes to everybody. It's not like people take it so fucking specifically personally. It's not. Get off your fucking high horse and fucking hit block, you fag bitches. That's pretty funny.
So this time, Joe actually paid attention to what he said.
So I have to tell you this Dixie troll truth thing, since we don't have the Peck-Man here anyway. So somebody using a fake account, which was at WWE Jim Ross. Actually, it might have been WWF Jim Ross. Tweeted her.
I do remember this now.
Yeah, she tweeted her the other day and said something like, "Hey, MVP is now a heel, and on TNA Dixie's side after doing this whole babyface thing where they were feuding for the last couple of months. So now who will she bury? No, who will she fuck over next outside of just the normal fans that watch everything or watch every week?" And she responded saying, "Congratulations, you know even less than the actual JR," which. A lot of people got hot over it. I'm sure Jim Ross got pissed off about it because it was obviously a shot at him. But I think people took it out of proportion, took it way overboard, and people were like, "You're a fucking mark, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about." And Jim Ross has more knowledge in his fucking hat than you do in your whole brain, and blah blah blah. And I didn't take it that way, and I got shit for it too when I posted my opinion because fans know more than people that are actually in the business, of course. So, but I took it as well, first of all, someone was like, she shouldn't have mentioned Jim Ross. Well, she didn't. The guy using the fake name, WWE Jim Ross, brought up Jim Ross. So it doesn't matter. He could have tweeted to fucking Barack Obama. Barack Obama's going to see the tweet and go, oh, WWE Jim Ross. It's Jim Ross's, is Jim Ross's face or his voice or something not going to appear? Is he not going to immediately think of him when seeing his name? I would. I'm human. That's what happens. Fucking people are so stupid. And then I took it as she specifically mentioned TNA business, or not her, the guy that tweeted her specifically mentioned business about TNA. So when she said you know less than the real Jim Ross, I took it as you know less about TNA and what we do than Jim Ross does, which I would assume is correct because Jim Ross has never worked for TNA, so I'm sure he's not at their Nashville office knowing everything that's going on. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking at the good side of things, at the positive side, and not trying to fucking bury everybody like everyone else fucking.
How dare you?
Seems to, but
that's ridiculous.
I don't know. I just
How
didn't.
dare you have your own opinion of the matter, Joe?
Oh come on! I would never dare to think for myself. God, especially when talking to wrestling fans. I'm not stupid. I'm just dumb.
Well, it's funny because, we actually were doing really good. We didn't bring Heyman up once, but I'm going to have to use him as an example here.
I understand both sides of that argument, too. I understand the people that are like, oh, she shouldn't be saying that about Jim Ross and blah, blah, blah. But give me a friggin' break. Maybe they should actually look at what, read between the lines. It's not always as simple as what's said on the surface. Right. It's not always as simple as what's on the surface. And like I said, that guy specifically mentioned something happening at TNA, and she said she implied Jim Ross wouldn't know anything about it. I think that's true. That's like saying, fucking George Bush. Oh, as little as George Bush. No shit. He doesn't fucking run TNA either. People are getting their fucking cunts in a fucking bind over nothing. It's so ridiculous. And then oh, this is the best part. Let me actually find the tweet now. Chris, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. But well, just say whatever, and then when I find the actual tweet, I'll read it to you.
I'm just going to reiterate the fact that it comes all about we don't like this versus I actually do like this. If you're a TNA fan, you're going to stand up for TNA no matter what the situation is without looking at the other side. And if you're anti-TNA, you're going to side against TNA, and you're still not going to look at all the information. And it's the same argument I get into with our old pal Heyman, because it's always the same shit. Everything about Biggie Langston is negative, where it's like, oh, well, the fans are finally noticing that, Big E is terrible, blah, 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 just like I've been saying this whole time. And yet, he's also been talking about how much he hates the Wyatt family, and the fans obviously don't agree with him on that one. So when I bring that up, he's like, well, the fans are just blah, 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 they're stupid, and they don't understand. I'm like, so wait a minute, which one is it? The fans are smart because they agree with you on this, but they're dumb because they don't agree with you.
Exactly.
So that makes you sound like the fucking idiots. But it's always that stupid, hypocritical point. And as we were talking about what Shin was saying, there are some fans who it would benefit the business if they weren't fans.
Oh, yes.
Heyman's the prime example, but this gaggle of girls seems pretty close to me.
Oh, yeah. They're the hey women, I think.
The hey women.
Which is a term that Pat coined.
Hey cunts.
Hey man and the hey cunts. That sounds like a shitty fucking band.
I'm just imagining a girl with hay hanging out of her cunt.
Well, thanks, Chin. Well, that was our show. Good night, everybody.
So the tweet that I was talking about was after this person kept going nuts on me about... Actually, I just found another one. I didn't even notice. But after this person kept getting fucking annoyed that, and I'm trying to explain this with logic, saying, I don't like Dixie, I wouldn't see it from her side. So my response was, you don't have to like someone to be fair in a debate. There's always more than one side to any story. Well, that's nice, but honestly, my debate is one-sided. I said, then it's not a debate. Not everyone will always see the same opinion. And then the response was, I'm one unpleasant customer going after a product. Clearly you're unpleasant. I thought maybe she meant unsatisfied, but then she said, I haven't watched in 2 years. I watched TNA in 2 years, so I said, then everything Dixie Carter said should be completely irrelevant to you, if she's not even worth your time. And then the most intelligent and mature response I got back was, I only badger her because she's easy access, meaning because she's on Twitter. So which tells me you're an immature fucking moron.
Well, Vince is on Twitter, too. Why don't you badger him?
Exactly. Give me a fucking break. So stupid.
Nigger, please.
Well, funny you should say that.
Oh, is she? Oh, yeah, but that's exactly my point with some of these wrestling.
So how about that Mick Foley sock puppet?
So we don't have Facebook comments this week because Dan's off the show, but we do have an @CK game. And, well, Pat likes to bury people, but...
I didn't even see it this week. Did I enter last week's? Do you guys remember? Because I don't remember.
I don't remember.
What was last week's? I don't even remember this.
Was last week the pickup line?
Last week was the pickup line.
Oh, I did enter it. I don't remember what it was, though.
Yeah, you didn't.
Oh, well.
You didn't get any points, I don't think.
Thanks, guys.
But I did put down Jonathan Toxic Esquire III as per request. So this week we wanted you guys to come up with your best...
Happy Mother's Day to Jonathan Toxic Esquire III, by the way.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day to the new father.
Yeah. Happy Mother's Day to Luke Harper's mother, too, and his wife.
Babies! They're babies!
Yeah.
Oh, man. Ninja Turtles.
So, would Snitsky wish anybody a happy Mother's Day?
Yeah, Lita.
It wasn't his fault.
Actually, I'm going to put that on his Facebook right now that you mentioned it, because it's pretty funny.
A couple of years ago, I thought that I saw him in just walking around New York City, but I did not ask him if he was. I didn't ask the guy if it was him or not.
Probably. Was he 35 feet tall and had a bushy beard? Then maybe.
Mostly, yeah.
No, he's on and off with his beard, so if he's 15 feet tall, then that's about it.
He went from 35 to 15 feet tall.
Well, yeah, he wasn't wearing his wrestling boots that day. I put Happy Mother's Day to you and Lita on his fucking Facebook. Oh, that's great. Oh, I'm going to add and Kane.
Kane. Of course.
And Kane.
Oh, God. All right, so this week we asked you guys to come up with your best Star Wars-related pun and make it into something about wrestling. Pretty much every single person picked a quote. There was only one actual pun name. We'll get to that. So,
I saw this one. I didn't understand it.
Pat, I think, knows enough about Star Wars to help award points, but will help sway the decision if we think it's funny, too. Are you ready, Pat?
I am ready.
Okay. Our first quote is, "Help me, Bray Wyatt, you're my only hope."
But why is it funny?
It's not. Next.
Okay, so no points. Glenn Kukin, no points. Okay.
I mean, I get it's a Star Wars reference,
Yes.
but kind of gotta have a little more substance than that.
So the insinuation is that Bray Wyatt is Obi-Wan Kenobi. No. Okay, the next one.
Obi Bray Kenobi. Bray 1 Kenobi.
Okay, here's our next quote. "I suggest a new strategy, R2. Let John Cena win."
How's that new? That's a new strategy?
Yeah, it's no points because it is not a new strategy.
All right, Nathan Patton, no points. All right, next quote. "Aren't you a little short for a world champion?"
What? Tell me what quote that is.
Might be a little short for a storm.
Aren't you a little short first? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I actually thought
When
it was
they're going to
Jedi.
rescue Leia in Episode 4.
Yeah.
Okay, now, you know what? I would give that points then, because that's kind of funny, especially since Daniel Bryan's the world champion right now.
All right, so Chevy gets points,
Oh, what a
Which is-
surprise.
which is good because he is currently in second place. But we'll see if his first place competitor gets points. Next one is, "I find your lack of downloading the WWE app disturbing."
That's
Points.
pretty good.
Points.
All right, Danny Risner, points. Okay, next one. "The TNA Impact Zone. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy."
Okay. Points.
I like that one too. "Joseph Kalaya III, along with Jonathan Toxic Esquire III. A lot of thirds here. All right, our next one. "Miz, I'm your unemotionally available father."
Points.
Yeah, I knew Pat was going to give that one points.
Yeah.
All right, Ellis Holmes, points. Next one. "I find your lack of kayfabe disturbing."
That's good too. I like
Points.
that.
Melissa Hatfield, points.
Yeah, but wasn't there already a joke using that line?
Yeah,
your
but
lack
this one
of
was
downloading
funnier.
the WWE app.
Oh wait, no,
This
that one was funnier.
Yeah, but you can't. So every other week when someone writes something that's already there, they just change it. It's not good. Now it's okay? You guys and your
Yes.
fucking changing rules. This is why I didn't post that in this one, because God forbid I post a second post that's like an explanation. I'm instantly disqualified. But yet when you
Or
read
you
it on
get-
the show, you don't understand half
Well,
it
what was-
anyway,
what was
which
funny,
is why
too-
I explain it.
Well, what was funny, too, was that Melissa, later in the thread, said she didn't realize that Danny Risner had used the same quote and apologized for duplicating.
So there needs to be rules
So-
that are
so
followed
then-
weekly.
Then, unfortunately, Melissa, you do get no points. But I thought it was still funny, but no points.
Yeah, but you can't say lack of kayfabe in Club Kayfabe, can you?
I find your lack of kayfabe disturbing. Yeah, you're not sticking to kayfabe.
But you're in the club.
That's why we want you out.
Oh.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Oh.
What? No. Yes.
Have a Mother's Day.
Okay, next one. "Strong with the push, young Cena is."
Yeah.
Is his Bella making that quote?
That would have gotten points.
We don't know. Maybe she is.
Well, no. So no points?
Well, I think hasn't the criteria in the past been that if someone on the show can make it funnier, then no points?
Yes.
Yeah, but again, these rules change weekly, it seems like. Snitsky liked my Happy Mother's Day to you and Lita comment. That's funny. 4
Yeah,
minutes
gets
ago.
No points. Okay. Our next quote. "When I left you, my client was but a learner. Now he is the master of the streak."
Mm.
Nope. No
Let's just make a bunch of noises. That means no point.
Yes, quite. Stephen Arthur, no points. Okay. The next one is a dialogue exchange. Starting with Brie Bella. Why
that
you
sounds
stuck
way too
up,
complicated.
half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder, to which Daniel Bryan replies, who's scruffy-looking?
To which I reply, no points.
No points. Way too
Matt-
long.
Matt Awesome remains in negative points.
I love that he has the fucking shittiest ones every week, and that makes them the greatest. I love that guy. That guy is awesome. No pun fucking intended.
He's a really good sport about it, too, which is why he's a fun listener.
He's
If
a
he
good
was get-
sport.
Well, if he got butthurt every week, then we wouldn't actually deal with him.
No, then we would give him more negative points.
Okay, next one. Hokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good barbed wire bat at your side, kid.
No?
No. No
No?
points, Matt Hardman. No points. From the other Hardman. Okay, next quote.
Oh, the one that actually listens to the show?
We have a wellness policy now. These aren't the roids you're looking for.
I like it.
Okay.
That's pretty good. These are not the droids. These aren't the roids you're looking for.
All right, Dan Dowell gets points.
Guy's always getting points.
What a doll he is.
Next one. It's the app.
Oh, okay. He has points.
What's the quote? What's the real
It's a
quote?
trap.
It's a trap.
Trap.
Oh, okay.
It's the app. All right, Dan Peck gets points.
I was going to say,
for
does
not
a show
competing.
host get points?
Nope. He won't actually register on the board, but he could have gotten points. Okay. Our first and only pun name is Darth Dudley.
That's
oh,
not
no
bad.
points.
That's not bad.
No points. Wow. Jeez.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. But Pat doesn't know what he's talking about. So.
All right.
Fuck, why did they do that? That would have been him and Dances with Dudley would have been a terrific. What the hell is a shuttlecock?
So you get
That's a thing from badminton.
Yeah.
You get-
Oh, I just noticed. I'm looking at the free stuff on Craigslist.
guest host points.
Wait, me? Why do I get guess those?
No,
points?
he gets guest host points, which are only valid on the weeks where Joey Image is on the show. That's the only time they exist.
Wait, whose entry was that?
Miguel O'Reilly.
What's
He
that do with
actually-
me then? I'm so confused.
Oh,
Because you
because
thought it was
you,
funny.
you liked it.
Yeah.
So he wants.
So he gets
Okay.
guest host points, which
Oh yeah,
are-
which don't just don't even
don't
count. Now I forget what the fucking entry even was, but it was funny a minute ago.
Darth
Darth
Dudley.
Dudley.
Yes, him and Dance with Dudley would have been a great tag team.
So you don't actually get points, but good for you. All right, next one. That's no moon. It's a big show.
Nah.
Nope. Adrian Cotton, no points. And our final submission is Vince saying, "Hornswoggle, I am your father."
That's not bad because that actually happened.
Points.
One more time. I'm sorry.
It's Vince going, "Hornswoggle, I am your father."
Okay, yes, I would say points.
Whew. That was me.
Wow.
But if you want to enforce the rule changing, there was already an "I'm your father" line with Miz and his unemotionally available father.
That's true. Oh my god.
And that's also the better one.
Yeah.
So,
So, since you're also hosting, you're disqualified.
Oh, come on.
okay. So, in the end, you have 5 submissions that you gave points to. Who would you like to call for the winner? You have, "Aren't you a little short for a world champion?" "I find your lack of downloading the WWE app disturbing." The TNA Impact Zone, "You'll never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy." "Miz, I'm your unemotionally available father." Or "These aren't the roids you're looking for."
Unemotionally available father, Miz.
Yeah.
Oh.
Miz. All right.
I wanted to go with Roids, but Joe's right. The Miz emotionally unavailable father is
All
great.
right. Ellis Holmes wins this week. Okay, so
Oh,
we got
That's a good one.
Q's that need A's, and 4 of them came from Jason Shin. So we're gonna let him answer the
Oh
first
my
one.
god, really?
I need some
You're
A.
gonna be on the show and you still ask questions there instead of here.
All right. Well, the
Okay,
reason
bye!
the-
Whoever just yelled.
The reason that I asked questions was because O'Mealy said the questions sucked and there wasn't enough, so I started submitting questions.
Well, he's right. The questions thread really started off shitty this week, and a lot of you guys are claiming that you're running out of things to ask. So we may just we may either start limiting however many questions we ask, or we may just skip it a couple of weeks. That's going to be the case.
How can there be how can people run out of things to ask when there's hours and hours of brand new wrestling every week on television or on the network? Like, can't people ask something about that? Like, hey, what'd you think about this on Raw, and why did this happen?
I've noticed a lot of the times they don't ask week-related stuff, though. They kind of...
Well, no, I don't know. That's what I mean. Like, if people say, well, I can't think of anything to ask, well, then watch Raw and ask something about that. Or that's what I do. I used to do that all the time.
I'm going to have an internet hang-up for a few minutes here, so if you guys want to have an open discussion before we get to the questions.
Why would we do that? We would never do that with me on the show. I would never just interrupt somebody and talk about something completely unrelated. Like the fact that I'm looking at free stuff on Craigslist.
Well,
The free section on Craigslist is awesome.
Were you
I
the one that
usually-
sent
I
me the
usually
ad for
look-
free snow or free dirt or something?
Yeah, there's a million ads for free dirt. I'm like, look, asshole, I already have a backyard. It's a fucking bunch of dirt there. I don't need to go to your fucking house to get free dirt for
I
it.
usually look at the casual encounters section just because there's a lot people post a lot of nude photos there.
Well, I look at there too, but not for dudes.
No,
I always look for, I always look at the free section first because that's how I furnished half of my fucking apartment. When I had the Parsippany apartment, half of it came from the free section. In fact, one of my, two of my DVD stands came from two guys that might be friends of yours. I don't know. I'm just kidding. They very much liked each other while I was there.
oh, okay. I was wondering where the hell you were going with that.
They offered me their bed and headboard too, and I'm like, no, I'm good. I've got my own stained bed at home. And they didn't find that funny, so they didn't help me carry out the other stuff I took. Oh, a fucking free swing set.
See, I've never looked at this, so now you've roped me in.
Oh, the free section? It's really cool. There's actually there's legitimately a ton of decent stuff on here, and I don't understand why some people are giving away stuff that is perfectly good. Like there's one ad I saw this morning. Here it is: 2 free 50-inch televisions in working condition. Fuck you! I'm selling these things then.
Free jacuzzi if you're picking it up yourself.
A lot of them are like, yeah, free whatever as long as you pick it up. Okay, fine. Shit, I have a truck. I'll pick it up.
Free firewood.
As much as you can take.
Free Maytag refrigerator.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool shit. Pat, speak.
Refrigerator? Before you were talking too about what was it? Your stained mattress, and then you said bed and headboard, and I was like, is that how you got a stained mattress? Bed and head?
Possibly. Ew, free used motor oil. I can't put that in my car. A little bit more than 16 gallons. I don't understand what you would do with this.
Oh, I found that thing you were talking about, Image, the 50-inch TV. Those are fucking old TVs.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. Well, yeah.
Wait, would Bed and Breakfast Barrett open... would he have... would he open that bed and breakfast with Al Snow so you would have bed and head?
Did you guys see on... I think it was on Smackdown. 3MB were in the ring at one point, and somebody, one of the commentators, had said, 3.5 man band, and he's like, what about 4-man band? He's like, no, you don't round up.
I don't even get it. Because Hornswoggle's a midget?
Yeah.
Is he officially part of whatever it is now? 3.5 MB now?
Yeah, they got a half megabyte in the update. So wait, what are we waiting on? We're waiting on questions?
O'Mealy,
Chris has a
having an
hiccup
internet
or something
issue.
like that. Something about his hiccups.
He's
This
not
is
even
cable wrap for
connected
rabbit proof.
right now.
Amplifier tape deck, and then you click on it, and it's a picture of a cabinet. Oh, here it is.
This is the greatest show ever. We have so much ready and planned to talk about.
Free adult diapers and bed pads.
Speaking of which, Joe, I knew you were going to be on the show. Did you happen to see a description for the show?
No.
It was. I started talking about wrestlers' names, and I was like, also on the show, ice pops, sandwich bags, light bulbs. Does anyone read this?
Well, apparently, no, I didn't see it. Oh, here it is.
There we
Wrestling,
go.
Extreme Rules, Other Rules, Raw, Smackdown, Kane, Bray Wyatt, some things. Circles, squares, light bulb, sandwich bags. I've been reading these. Matt Awesome liked ice pops and sandwich bags, and then, whoa, a chick.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Whoa.
whoa, a girl. 3 sheets of sheetrock.
Is that your transition?
Into
A girl and
I don't
me
know.
up.
I'm still looking at Craigslist.
All right, my obnoxious waiting for cash error has.
I've been waiting for cash for a
I
long
was
time.
gonna say I have that same error.
Yeah, I'm always waiting for cash. The problem is none ever shows up.
Keep getting the error message. 404.
And no cash.
This
Cash not
cannot be
found. Which reminds me, I never got my fucking disability check
This isn't the
week.
cash you're looking for. No, it is.
All right, so let's start off with a Jason Shin question.
Why?
Because
360-inch Ultravision TV.
Lips or hips?
Oh my god.
Jason Shin wants to know, what is the ideal number of members in a stable or faction? He's noticed that most usually have 3 or 4.
More than 3, but less than NWO.
So, which branch of the NWO?
Well, exactly my point.
3 ain't enough, man. You need 5. Actually,
I kind of like 5.
I like. It depends on the group. If they build the group correctly, like the Shield is fine at 3, and I couldn't see adding another member. The Wyatts, I could actually see them adding more members to the group, and I'd be fine with it. Because, it's just a cult that abducts people.
Yeah, let's say as they abduct people, they could add them to.
Unless you're JBL and you go, oh, those are his brothers. No, that's not the gimmick. They're related. They grew up together.
No, they.
I say 5 at the most, or 6 if it includes like a manager.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's like the question was spawned by the fact that it seems like I never see more than 4, but there could be at some point more than 4.
Have you ever heard of the NWO?
Well, I mean, other than the NWO. Like,
I've never seen more than 4.
okay, but I never watched WCW, so
One day.
Well, then you're ahead of the game because it was terrible.
when NWO came to WWE, there was only the 3 or 4.
Not even DX with China. That was 5.
Yeah, when there were
Is that-
when NWO was in WWE, there was like 6.
Was there?
They
Well,
had
the
Big
first
Show,
one, like-
X-Pac.
Hogan, Hall, Nash, X-Pac, Shawn Michaels,
Booker
Booker
T.
T, Big
Okay,
Show,
all right, fair enough.
and then the only thing, and then they narrowed it down when Shawn Michaels went on Raw in a group of white guys and one black guy and said which one of you stands out, and they kicked out the black guy. Which was the birth of racist Vince, I think. That was the funniest thing, where he goes to run a TV, and they're all white, and Booker T's there, and they're like, which one of you guys stands out? And I'm fucking laughing my ass off. And then he kills Booker T. I'm like, holy shit. They can't really do that on television, and they did it.
Literally kill a person on TV?
Yes.
Booker T, R.I.P. Booker, R.I.P.
Oh, free furniture must go. Sony 32-inch TV.
Oh, if he were dead, would that make him a grave robber?
Damn. Well, I think you asked that question in response to Matt Hardman's question about what would be your ideal 4-man stable.
Like my ideal. If I took like 4 singles guys and
Yeah.
made them.
That's what I think he meant. I'm trying to think of that now. Does it have to be baby or?
Oh wait! You saw recently we saw a huge. The Nexus was huge.
I wasn't watching then.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, but you have the network, and they're on the network, so yeah. They're on
So-
that new countdown show about the best
Jay,
tag teams.
tell
or
us
whatever it
again
was.
how many times you've used the network.
I think at this point 5.
Oh, perfect. At least
Oh,
Piggy
thanks for your
Langston's
waste of money.
requirements are met.
Yeah, my friend Mike got it too the day that it started. He's watched it one time. And that's only because I came over and watched and showed him Legends House. I go, why do you even bother fucking wasting the money then? Well, it's only $10. Look, if it's $10 that you're spending and then not using the product, cancel it and give me your $10 every month. It'll be the same result.
Part of the reason I'm not using it is because I spend a lot of my time while I'm working watching TV upstairs, and it looks like shit on a standard def TV, and you can't change the aspect ratio at all. So I'm gonna get a new TV up here, and then I'll probably use it more.
So use a smartphone or an iPad. Or a computer. Or a log
I did.
cabin.
Well, one of the times I used it was on the computer at work
Or
for,
dogs.
For NXT Arrival.
Oh, wasn't there some new NXT show recently?
Oh, it's going to be in a couple weeks. NXT Takeover.
All right, good that I didn't miss anything. Okay.
It's the 29th of May.
You know, what I would do is I would get a bunch of white American people, because since they took Cesaro away, put them with Zeb Coulter. I think that thing could be a huge stable, a huge heel stable for a long time. You could throw in, like, Ryback, Curtis Axel, people who are, like, not doing anything on their own right now.
So Ryback still isn't doing anything on their own.
Pretty much.
Could
Yeah,
put Cody in there.
Yeah, because, well, isn't he supposed to... One of them's got to turn soon
Well,
because they want to do that feud.
I like having factions around because it gives guys a chance to actually do something that they wouldn't be doing otherwise. Like, when they formed 3MB, yeah, they're jobbers, but those three guys wouldn't be doing shit if it wasn't for 3MB.
Right. They would be like Miz is right now.
Yeah, they're in
On
3MB
TV.
and now they're still not doing shit.
But they get TV spots.
Like,
Hit
what's
the
like,
Mrs.
what's
Mrs. is...
like, what's Alex Riley doing? Like the pre-shows now? He's now an analyst.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an expert analyst.
Yeah, he's such an expert that they don't even let him work anymore. They just make him, or they don't let him wrestle anymore. They just make him talk to fucking
It's not like-
Joshua Matthews or whatever the fuck his name is.
Hey,
It's not like Stryker where he has legitimate wrestling knowledge either.
Jason Albert.
speaking of, did they pull the plug on some of those pre and post shows?
What do you mean? What does
They
that
don't
mean?
do a SmackDown
I
one
was gonna say when they
anymore.
first launched the network, they had pre and post shows for Raw and SmackDown, and I have not heard
Yeah, I think they
mention.
still do.
of-
They do, but I noticed when they showed, again, that top 10 bracket, that the Raw pre-show was in the top 10, and nothing else was.
Yeah. I don't watch the Raw pre-shows anyway.
I think I watched the first one, but it makes it hard when you don't have Raw live, so you've got to watch the pre-show and then watch Raw like the next day or whatever.
And then find the archive post-show.
Yeah, which is hard to find. I couldn't find the pre or post shows on the Xbox or the PlayStation at all.
I would like the Raw pre-show better if they actually did matches on it, instead of just like having them talk while there's a match happening and then they cut to it. It's like, look, there's the finish.
Oh,
know
yeah,
what-
but those matches are for superstars and main event, though.
Right, but if they just flat out gave you like one match to put on the pre-show, I think it would be cool.
You know, it'd be kind of cool, I think, too, for a stable. Since they're bringing Bo Dallas up, have him have a bunch of have him have a bunch of Bo Levers, and then like it's like he and Bray Wyatt, the two brothers, have stables of people that just follow them.
The Bo Levers can take on the Rosebuds.
No more Bo.
Rose Bodes.
By the way, did you guys know? I wanted to ask you guys actually. Do you think that they're bringing Adam? I mean, they've brought Adam Rose onto the main roster already, but it seems like he's kind of got two feuds going. Like he's starting one on the main roster, but he's also got one that seems to be starting on NXT. Like, are they going to be keeping him in both?
Well, let's look at those.
Well,
two
he hasn't
feuds.
wrestled on the main roster, so
No, but he's
Well,
starting a feud with Zeb Coulter,
Swagger and
Swagger.
Coulter, possibly. But the other feud is with a guy called Camacho, who has one win over Captain Comic, or whatever his name was, on NXT.
who the fuck is Captain Comic?
He was a member of Adam Rose's entourage that
Oh my god!
they bumped into each other backstage. So then he came out and fucking just took the guy out one day. So
Oh,
then
so,
they had
so they have to fight each other now.
So
'cause he
then they
bumped
had a
into me.
match. They had a match.
He got
Yeah.
trained to wrestle in 1 week, and
Yeah, he spilled coffee on Kane. Now we have to have a feud. Give me a break.
he threw milk on the Undertaker's bike, and there's a feud.
I'm sorry I soiled your motorbike.
Sorry,
That was the
that's
greatest
your
thing.
damn bike.
That was awesome. And then whenever he came out and his pyros would go off, he gets scared.
Fucking sloppy bastard.
Or Dolph Ziggler doing something in a stable would be better than Dolph Ziggler doing nothing.
Well, they wanted.
Let's bring back the Spirit Squad. Oh wait, that was 5 guys. Fuck, I'm an idiot.
They're still around. They're working independence as a Spirit Squad now, actually.
Spirit Squad minus.
I was going to say 5 guys, and now 4 of them sell burgers and fries.
Oh my Christ.
They were gonna do a stable with Ziggler, Ryder, and Miz as like the underappreciated.
Oh yeah, the mid-card
guys.
morons or something. They're going to call it.
We could call them the Misfits.
And then they never went through with it, and all 3 of those guys are getting lots of TV time as a result.
I found an ad for free garden plants, and then you look at the ad in the picture, and it's just a giant fucking pine tree. Really? Cut that shit down and put it in the garbage, you greasy bitch.
Free pine tree, guys. I can't really come up with a fantasy stable at this time. Come on, Shin. We're working with lots of guys. You should have this one.
Oh. Wow. Hold on.
Give us between 3 and 5 guys you'd like to see all at once. Wait, stop.
Oh God, no!
Hey, are you guys going to
Wait,
discuss Punk's retirement at all during today's show?
Retirement.
Is that
Yes.
official?
It's about as official as a girl talking right now that I hear. There was that article that his ex wrote, who looks terrible now with her pink hair, and claimed he's retired.
His ex? Which
Yeah,
Which
Natalie
ex?
Slater.
I don't know who that is.
Did you see the Punk DVD?
She was the one with the black hair, right, in the DVD?
She was the one on the DVD named Natalie Slater.
Oh, okay. Oh, that Natalie Slater.
That one, okay.
Well, how many were there in his DVD? 1? That's the one.
Makes
She
you much more
She did
sense.
some ad. She did an article for some website the other day, a couple days ago, and said that one of my closest friends is a former 7-time world champion who is now retired. She never mentioned his name, but then she tweeted it. She tweeted about it, which is funny because she blocked me. I don't know what the fuck I ever did. I don't even know who she is, but like she
Talked
said.
about her pink hair, obviously.
No, this was ages ago. She blocked me. I never knew why. But she wrote that so-and-so, my best friend, is now retired, and fans always bother him, and a couple of weeks ago, he went to the dumpster at his apartment complex, or his condo complex or whatever, and he had bags of garbage in his hand he was throwing out, and there were fans hiding inside the dumpster that said they had been there for hours waiting for him to come out so they could meet him. And he's like, why the fuck can't people leave me alone? Like, that's really fucking creepy.
Fan. Good old Marks.
Because he went out on top. People are like, you gotta come back. Your career's not over. That's why they won't leave him alone. It's not like he was like, I'm just gonna... He didn't do like a big retirement ceremony, so people are just, they can't accept it.
Well, then that's their problem. I'm just going to go throw my garbage out, and then there's going to be kids hiding in the dumpster.
We've always wanted to meet you, Joey Image.
Well, thankfully I don't have dumpsters.
All right, well, while Shin comes up with his ideal stable, let's answer another question here. Adrian Cotton asks, there are so many people who don't have any depth to their characters in WWE. I was wondering if you guys think this is an oversight, or they just not care if people don't get over.
They don't care because they now have a self-sustaining product with the network. I feel like
it's half them, half the writers. Like,
well,
if
I feel
we
like
give you a character, you can either bring it to life or screw it, we'll give it to somebody else.
Well, I also feel like nobody has the balls to, well, not nobody, but a lot of people don't have the balls to stand up and say, no, this is dumb. Like, you know, Steve Austin talks about that all the time. Like, a lot of people he says he wish would stand up. Or Mick Foley even said, he's like, you know, I think Daniel Bryan should have said something like, this angle is stupid. Why don't we do something a little more feasible? You know, like, or The Miz, who goes, I'll just do anything they tell me to do. And I think that really hurts you.
Hey, so apparently they are removing CM Punk from that Flintstones movie and replacing him with Rey Mysterio.
That should be easy.
Yeah, that worked out great with Bryan Danielson at the Royal Rumble.
Vince, why'd you put Rey Mysterio in the Flintstones movie? Poor little Rey
Oh my
Mysterio.
God, that story from JR's podcast had me laughing so hard, where he was like, "Vince, what's your problem? Why'd you make Rey Mysterio number 30?" Like right in front of Vince.
If you guys look in the Google chat thing, I just put that article. I just linked that article.
It's great for the listeners.
Yeah.
That's why I said you guys, not listeners.
Oh yeah, so
Okay,
that
and
Natalie
another-
Slater again.
That Natalie Slater. Right. Here's a fun question we can answer. Another Jason Shin question. What's the dumbest place you've ever heard a wrestler announced as hailing from? With the example
Parts
being
unknown.
that Brodus Clay is now from the concrete jungle.
Parts unknown. Or Marty Jannetty from the Ghetto Mansion.
The Ghetto Mansion.
I don't know if he's announced that like in matches, but that's what he calls his apartment.
I always liked WCW Special Forces.
I don't even remember that.
That was a great hometown.
Who the hell was that? Who was announced as being from Special fucking... Was that like the MIA guys or something?
No, it was
The Misfits and Asses. Well, there's Shin's new
All
stable.
right.
Yes, the Misfits and Asses, with Billy Gunn as the lead member.
He is an ass man.
Huh?
Huh?
Oh, Billy Gunn.
Huh?
I don't remember
Scott
the name
Steiner.
I don't remember the name of the tag team. They are WrestleCrap inducted, though. I'm going to look this up while we discuss other hometowns. What about Black Blood, the executioner?
Oh my
who's from
God.
a little town in France.
Black Blood was Billy Jack Haynes.
Yep. You know what were always dumb hometowns? That one, 3-month period in WWE where Vince was like, don't announce these people where they're actually from. Announce them from where they're currently living. So all of a sudden Chris Jericho was from Tampa, Florida.
Yeah. I remember that.
Which made no sense at all.
We gotta change this.
Happy MILF Day.
Yeah, I'm a little bummed. A friend of mine usually sends me a text message every Mother's Day that says, "Happy Mother's Day, you motherfucker," and I haven't gotten that yet.
Oh, the day is young.
This is true.
Do you get a Happy Father's Day, you fatherfucker, too?
Oh my God.
No, because I don't think I've never fucked a guy with kids. So
A guy with kids or a guy and kids?
Grammar is very important.
I've never fucked a guy with a kid. I've always just used my penis.
Wow, that got...
Shane, I'm gonna give you a giant hug today for putting up with my jokes. Unless that other chick's there, and then she gets your hugs.
that's fair enough.
They were the Patriots, was the tag team. Firebreaker, Chip, and
Oh
Todd
my
Champion.
God! Firebreaker Chip, I forgot about that fucking guy. I used to always think Firebreaker... When I was in high school, I thought Firebreaker Chip and Fire Marshal Bill from Your Living Color were the same guy. I'm like, whoa, that guy wrestles too? That's so cool.
I like when someone was the European champion, like D'Lo, and he moved to a different residence every week. Where does...
Al Snow had the good one, because he had a different theme song.
Yeah. Doesn't
Everything
Tyler
Mickey Mouse.
Breeze hail from different places? all
Yeah,
the time?
he's got like a villa in this place and that
Yeah,
place.
it's like a villa in Brazil, or...
I forgot about that Al Snow thing. He would have a different song every week, like representing whatever country.
Yeah, he'd be wearing like.
I
the
say,
garb of-
what does everybody want?
Pile of mulch. Fuck you.
Are you still on
Big
Craigslist?
Josh
Yeah,
was from
yeah,
the
yeah.
Woods.
Big who?
Big Josh, Matt Bourne.
Oh,
He was
Big
from the
Josh.
Woods.
The Woods. That's creepy as hell.
What a WrestleCrap also listed JT Smith being from the last house on the left, where they took it literally. They're like, was he from like the last house on the end of the street? Like, no, I'm pretty sure that's a horror movie reference, but okay.
Yeah.
It's okay if you live in that last house at the end of the street.
I live
I
on the
respect
last
for
house
that.
on the left on my street.
Well, the Boogeyman was from the bottomless pit.
Oh, I thought you said the bottomless tit for a second.
What a terrible fucking name. Like, what an awful... I don't know. How that
L. Shoes used to bill himself from the pages of Playgirl magazine.
Well, he's a stupid fat fuck, so fuck him.
How does a fat guy get into Playgirl magazine?
Well, that's the joke.
The joke was that he's a fat guy who strips.
Unless he's got that Ron Jeremy cock going on.
Although to his credit, he did bang a very well-known and smoking hot porn star for a few months.
Well, there you go.
I don't know. What are some good indie hometowns that you've heard, Joe?
Dude, who is
You
this
had to have
chick?
heard a couple.
They're all
of good
just
ones.
normal. Like, I've never heard.
One was from Duckburg. I can't remember who that was.
Duckburg?
But, yeah.
From DuckTales?
Yes.
I was thinking Goldberg, like with a duck.
Dude, Image, who is this
Well,
chick
that also happened.
in fucking Andretti's picture who looks like...
Terry
Is,
Runnels?
is that Terry? Fuck. Her tits are like falling out of that top.
It looks like it looks like she's not wearing a top.
Yeah.
Andretti's the only person in that picture that I even give a shit about.
I used to work with him at Lowe's.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's fun.
Yeah, that's how I know him. I want to go to one of his indie shows one day and just start yelling. We had these things in Lowe's when people needed help in a department. They'd push a button and this fucking announcement would come over. Customer assistance needed at the whatever. And any time that somebody needed help by the Vanities, he would just start yelling, "Vanities! Manatees!" Like anything that rhymed with vanities.
What the hell?
So I want to go to one of his shows and just start yelling vanities and manatees.
I like how you specified you want to go to one of his indie shows as opposed to one of his WWE shows.
Yeah, well, you know.
Oh.
Those WWE crowds are big.
You only want to go to irrelevant shows.
Yeah.
God forbid you yell that at a relevant show.
Okay, here's a question for us to talk about. Matt Hardman wants to know, who do you believe is the most justifiably vilified person in wrestling?
Can I ask a really stupid question?
Of course, because you totally ask smart questions.
On this show?
What does vilified mean?
People hate them.
Oh, like villainified would be a lot more explanatory if that was what it was. Then I would get it.
Which is funny because vilified's a real word.
I'm pretty sure
No, I know.
explanatory is not.
So, yeah, it's like self-explanatory. If it was villainified, I would understand it more.
Explanatory Wilson.
Phillips?
Sure.
So what was the
somebody-
question again now?
It's somebody who's justified in their
In being
their
hated?
hatred. Being
Yeah.
hated.
Oh my god. By fans or like in real life?
Yeah,
Like
that would be
Benoit?
that would be a completely different topic.
Like Benoit? The guy murdered a fucking 9-year-old kid.
Why did I just...
That's pretty vilified. I mean, pretty legit, I would say. Unless they mean like heel and babyface gimmick-wise.
Lex Luger killed Miss Elizabeth.
Sorry.
I don't know that. I know they were his pills, so I don't know.
I don't really have an answer to this one.
Yeah, there's not really a lot of babyface and heel stuff
See,
lately.
I don't know how justified it is, but I know a couple people that hate Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too because he left for a while and did UFC and then came back and people.
No,
were
no,
bitchy.
because he conquered the streak.
Yeah, he conquered
Oh,
the
who
streak.
the fuck cares? I hope that.
Ah.
I know a certain gaggle of female marks that care.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point of what they just said.
Oh God. I think Lesnar would probably be the best answer.
If it's only for that reason, then it's not justified. But I know people that complain that he came back and they
See,
put
like,
him over,
If
which is
Deb-
silly because he started in wrestling first.
When Michael Cole became a heel, that was pretty justified because he already was really fucking obnoxious and stupid.
Yeah, but when he became a babyface, then they just forgot the whole fucking thing, and that kind of was annoying, which made me not like him.
Like the JBL character, when it was on a roll, was perfectly vilified because he was everything that we all hated. He was a rich asshole who rubbed it in all our faces. Kind of like DiBiase used to.
Triple H, I thought, was always really
Because
vilified.
Triple H
hated.
does nothing but shoot the whole time. And bury his own workers.
Well, I mean, during
He
his,
just put over Bryan Danielson, at WrestleMania. How is that burying?
No, we're
People-
talking about like how Triple H would always
I
constantly
know, but
break
people
fourth wall
overuse the
when
word
he-
bury a lot of times, and marks think it makes sense.
They overuse the word job too.
Yeah. Like, I have one, but that doesn't mean anything.
That
Like
means you're
how-
jobbing, Joe.
How Dolph Ziggler has been buried to the point of no return by certain people who love Dolph Ziggler and hate everybody else.
Gangrel?
Yes, Gangrel.
Gangrel loves Dolph Ziggler.
Hey man, Dolph Ziggler can
Did
never
you just break
recover.
news? Gangrel in love with Dolph Ziggler.
Wow.
Club Kayfabe original story.
Original story? Exclusive story, do you mean?
No, it's original. We made it up. See, it's all in the wording, Joe.
Chicken bones.
Okay,
Sandwich bags.
here's another character-related
Cheese.
question. Jason Shin wants to know, I really enjoy the Aiden English character, but do you think it's too indie to get over on the main roster?
Wait, is that the guy that sings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has roses thrown to him in the ring and all that.
Yeah.
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 I think it would need some tweaking to get fans used to it, but I think it could get over. I don't think it's too indie. I don't think anything's too indie. I think you can make any gimmick work.
Yeah, especially if they were already hired by WWE doing that gimmick. That pretty much says that
Well, I
WWE
mean,
accepts it.
but I mean, up until the Wyatts and the Shield, like it seemed like most guys had one gimmick in FCW or NXT, and then got changed to something else before they got brought up.
That's
Some of them
that's
won't
one of the
come.
things that bothers me about the gimmick. Fuck, I said it twice. The network now is that they can't even change anything because everyone can see their NXT stuff. So if they wanted, even if they
that
wanted
network
to change
gimmick.
dudes, even if they wanted to change a guy's gimmick or name or whatever, they really kind of don't. Like
I think
they changed
think
Adam
guys
Rose
like-
before it was on the network, and now it's like everyone sees everything every week.
Yeah, I think guys like Tyler Breeze and Aiden English could make their characters work on the main roster, but somebody like Xavier Woods, who all he did was make '90s references,
That was
really wouldn't-
awesome, though.
Well, Tyler Breeze they can make work. Lex Luger's already done it.
Yeah, there's been a couple of narcissists.
In fact, did you see on Twitter now, because they're going to be doing that new series of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers theatrical films, that Xavier Woods is actually campaigning to be the Black Ranger?
But he's not black.
He's not.
Xavier Woods is actually pretty black.
Well, if you close your eyes and listen to him speak, he sounds like a white guy to me.
Maybe
I
that's
mean,
why they paired
he's
him
going
with
for a
R-Truth.
PhD, for Christ's sake. Come on.
Is that why they paired him with R-Truth so he could learn to be black?
Yes.
Jesus Christ, Pat.
Except Pat didn't say that.
No, he just sent me something on Facebook.
Oh,
That's
geez.
tasty.
Oh, wait, I'm showing Casey, and she hasn't seen this episode, so she has no idea what the hell it's about.
You're at to spoil Arrow for her big time.
All right, let's answer our last Jason Shin question. What do you guys think of the idea of the best of Raw after the show? Do you think WWE will release more DVDs or network specials in this vein if the first release does well? Well, the second part of your question would be a resounding yes. Obviously, if it does well, they'll do more.
Oh, you mean the DVD? I forgot all about that.
Yeah. I know a lot of it is just going to be like Austin cracking beers with random people.
I mean,
I hope they put a
is that
couple
already
of
out?
them
well, I would
in there.
hope that it's not
Yeah.
3 discs of that.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, I'm gonna find I'm not gonna pay for it. I mean, I'm gonna buy this right now on Amazon.
That was Joey Image, ladies and gentlemen. He lives in New Jersey. His physical address is...
My dogs are out in the yard.
Alright, here's one that'll actually get a decent debate going here. Matt Hardman asks, what is the worst reboot of a series you can think of? What examples being Superman, X-Men, etc.?
Worst
G.I. Joe, He-Man.
Yeah, G.I. Joe is
G.I. Joe,
terrible.
yeah.
I didn't see him yet.
He-Mania.
Don't.
He-Mania. He-Mania. He-Mania.
I love how that's turned into a thing, by the way. Like, people actually say it on the boards and everything now.
Which is funny because she stopped saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
She's
noticed
completely stopped saying
Because
it.
she knows we do it now.
that. She's too busy fucking sucking Putin's cock to say Hamanya.
Well, in that case, I'm changing my name to Putin right now.
Oh, man. Yeah, I never saw the He-Man movie, although I read about it, and apparently part of the reason it sucked so bad was because they ran out of money, like, halfway through. And had
That's what
to...
happened when they recorded Monty Python and the Holy Grail, so they just made the ending so they all got arrested, because their budget ran out.
Superman was a terrible reboot. Both times.
Yeah, I never saw either of the reboots. I saw the original films, but not the...
But it may be that I just don't like Superman.
But what's funny about reboots is it's hard to have a really bad reboot, because most of the time, a lot of these superhero reboots are because the first one sucked.
Well,
With the exception of Spider-Man, because I like the first Spider-Man, but I like the new one even
the
better.
reason for that was because the studio didn't want to lose the film rights, so they fucking put something together real quick.
And there was, well, to me, I think it was also, how can we follow up Spider-Man 3? It was so bad that we would have to do so much.
Well, no, the reason that they didn't do another sequel, they had plans for a 4 and 5, but then Tobey Maguire didn't want to do it anymore, so they just started a new series.
No, I wouldn't
but
want
now
to do it
Andrew
anymore
Garfield
after
doesn't
3
want to
either.
go after 3.
Ugh.
wants
Doesn't
to-
anybody listen to Big E?
3
Not when it comes to taking Spider-Man roles, apparently.
I mean, they're going to reboot Fantastic Four. They already rebooted The Incredible Hulk. What was that, like a 3-year turnover?
They've done it twice. They've done it 2 or 3 times, yeah.
I don't understand how they do that, though, because with at least with the Andrew Garfield role, they planned out they want to do at least 5 to 6 movies because they want to get to the Sinister Six.
Sinister Six
and
and
they want it to be
Venom
the
and-
6th movie, I think.
He wants to write a creative way in where he can transfer his powers to another actor, because he doesn't want to kill off the franchise, but he doesn't want to do it for very long.
So
of course,
dumb.
if
Right,
he
but
makes,
I read an
if he
article,
makes a shitload
though.
of money, he'll probably change his mind real fast.
Yeah, I was going to say, I read an article, though, that they don't want to ever have a Spider-Man in the movies that's not Peter Parker.
Well, yeah.
Because I know that somebody, there was, I guess, I'm not so familiar with the Ultimates universe, but apparently in the Ultimate Marvel universe, Spider-Man is a half Spanish guy, and somebody wanted them to bring that role to one of the movies, and they're like, no, we're never going to have a Spider-Man that's not Peter Parker.
That's ridiculous. WWE films would never make that.
Oh, man. What the fuck?
I mean, you can always
The
have...
Spirit Squad coming on the podcast? Or is that Titus O'Neil?
Dude, where the fuck is, Darren Young been?
Speaking
He's
of tight ass.
Injured reserve.
I mean, his ass is supposed to have no days off, but I haven't seen him in a while.
Didn't he break his fucking leg a couple weeks ago? 3 or 4 weeks ago, he broke his left leg, I thought.
Yeah, something like that.
Or his third leg.
He broke his cock.
Well, I didn't say it.
Let's see. Darren Young, inactive torn knee ligament, according to Wikipedia.
Yeah, something with his leg.
Ah, my leg!
My ear.
Well, don't sit right next to me.
Do you have Mick Foley sitting next to you?
No kidding.
My ear.
Casey's here.
I told you to tell them I said hi when I walked through the door.
They heard you. They're randomly hearing you because I'm using the mic that's right here, so they hear you.
Yeah, because we know where the mic is.
Okay, so I tell her they hear you. So what does she do? She waves at the computer silently.
As opposed to waving loudly,
Well, like she didn't
waves
say anything.
silently. I'm gonna watch Andretti's indie matches. Oh, and Best of Raw after the show is done. That didn't take me long to get that. To find that. It already... No, I ordered it from Amazon.
My
And
drone got it here already.
It's a 2-disc Blu-ray.
Jelly belly beans are awesome. Or Jolly Rancher. What the fuck they got.
Hey, free advertising. Get that shit off our show.
Pat says get the free advertising off the show.
Okay, next question.
Adrian Cotton wants to know, would today's wrestling fans appreciate a match that went to a time limit draw, even if it was really good?
Yeah.
TNA
Haven't they done
was
them recently?
Yeah, TNA used to do that all the time. Not that
Well,
anyone
they don't
watches
actually
TNA,
do,
but-
like, the time limit announcements anymore.
TNA does it because their writers are so shitty they can't come up with finishes, so they just, oh, fuck it, time runs out, that's fine.
because Big John Gubrick is at the fucking buffet.
Gaburik. And,
Yeah, wasn't that
and
the guy that
Christy
was-
Hemme.
Wasn't that the guy that was behind the first couple? Wasn't that
Yes.
guy on the first few seasons
Yes.
of Tough Enough?
Yes.
And you're like, what does he do? And he's like, I don't know. I eat.
That was him because TNA needs WWE guys instead of new,
Fresh
new people. I
minds.
don't
Oh,
know.
do you guys know that story when I got heat as a ring announcer for announcing a time limit match that apparently nobody heard? This is a good
No.
story. This is a Johnny Glitter show, and we announced that the match is going to have a 10-minute time limit, and it goes to a time limit draw, and then they cut this big promo. It was Molson versus another fat guy, and they cut this big, promo.
That's a main
afterwards.
event in any arena.
Tokyo Dome.
Oh,
5 stars.
Godzilla!
So they cut this.
They're
big,
saying it twice because there's 2, right?
So I get on the mic afterwards and I say, due to the time limit set by whoever the opponent was, this match is going to be limited as a draw. And then they cut a promo and everything. And as I'm getting in the ring, these stupid marks are like, "What the hell's a time limit draw? You stupid announcer! You fucked it up! Blah blah blah." And I just kind of like, are you guys really that retarded? Then I remembered I was in Hazleton. So yes. Yeah, we drew great crowds in Hazleton. And our last question from Adrian Cotton: are you guys interested in the possible Rocky spin-off Creed? It's supposed to be the story of Apollo Creed's grandson.
No.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of it, but who cares? I don't think it was supposed to be a spin-off. I thought it was supposed to be the next movie. It was Rocky's training him now. I don't think it was like a spin-off series. It was supposed to be Rocky 7. That's what I heard.
So Scott Stapp is doing what in this?
He's wrestling. He's playing Xavier Woods.
Oh, awesome.
If I were a fan, I would be excited that Scott Stapp is playing in Newton next month, but I'm not.
If you were a fan, you'd be excited he's playing anywhere because he'd be playing, and you're a fan.
If you were a fan,
Who
you'd
cares
probably,
where it is?
you'd probably be oscillating right now.
Hey, I'm ovulating. It's Mother's Day. Pat said you should be ovulating. I said, well, it's Mother's Day. I'm ovulating. If you were a fan, you'd be ovulating.
I don't even know where to start.
I like.
with
I like when I can set my fan on ovulate.
Ovulation
Start
station.
spitting eggs out everywhere.
I'm going to open up a fucking building where I just bang a bunch of chicks. It's called an ovulation station.
My God.
have to do it today. I'm ovulating. I'll be right there. Let's
Wait.
make some kids.
Would an ovulating fan be if Ric Flair stood behind a fan and bladed?
Jesus. I have to throw this troll moment out. I watched the Rocky series this week and posted about each one I was watching.
God.
And every single time I mentioned Rocky, well, Rocky Balboa is the best in the series in my book.
Yeah. Did you see what I wrote?
I think
I wrote your
something
book. Well, I saw it under my real name, and then I went on Joey Image and wrote, your book is shit.
Okay, see, I was wondering how you were replying to something you shouldn't have been able to see.
Because I don't want to reply under my real name, because then he'll block that too, and I won't be able to see anything.
Right.
So I just went on and wrote, your book is shit.
He wouldn't even know. He'd be like, "Who is Joe Ponzo?"
Who?
Yeah, why is he blind? Does he
Way
not?
to, way to blow kayfabe.
Kafabe, sorry.
Phil Kafabe.
That's a good
Who
movie.
is?
Oh, that's what I'm gonna do when he gets here. I'm like, I gotta go pick up Phil Kafabe.
Who is he, and why does he have the same exact opinions as Joey Image?
Wow, that guy had surgery too. Chris, you know a lot of people that are hurt.
I hope none of them
Including
go
me,
through.
emotionally.
I hope that guy pulls through, but not that Image guy.
Damn.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. I have nothing to follow it up with.
That is bad news. You had nothing to nothing to add to the conversation at all.
So, since this was the end of our show, does anybody have any closing remarks?
Oh, well, yeah, actually, I had wanted to let everyone know.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks. In case any of the listeners give a shit, Pat and Image and I are going to be going to go see Fozzy this afternoon, and I'm going to be writing a review of the show.
There'll also be a guy there with burgers of ass, and hopefully a hot chick who's got the same initials as Claudio Castagnoli.
Well, I'm going to be writing a review of the show up on J Bunny's Music Hub tomorrow if anybody wants to read it. If not, that's cool too.
And make sure you buy music or it's buy music.
Exactly.
Says the bye guy.
Buy music.
Bye guy, bye traps.
Really digging the new Fozzy song.
Did you see the new Ryback video?
No, which one? Wait, maybe I did.
I don't remember. I was hoping you'd remind me, but I went on his Facebook the other day. I went on his YouTube the other day, and I only knew about the first two, I guess, the one where he screams into the drive-thru. Oh, no, I'm sorry, the first three, and the one at his house, and then the chicken wing eating contest.
There was
but
one
now,
where he was lifting weights.
Now there's like 8 videos on there.
Oh, there was, he took,
Where he's lifting
sandwich.
weights.
Did you see when he took the meat and he put it on the table?
Oh, yeah, on the airplane. And what's his name just takes it and eats it?
Yeah.
That's weird. And then there was the other one, where he was lifting weights, and it says, like, the name of the video is just Read My Shirt. And then I think the shirt says something like Get Away From Me or something. I don't remember what it says, but there's like 8 videos now. I still think the first one's the best.
I like the chicken wing one. Just a bunch of, like, thin fans, and he's like, yeah, Ryback rules.
The best part about the drive-thru one is where he screams and then there's no response, and he's like, and then in like normal calm guy voice, like, I'm sorry, can I just get a coffee? It's the fucking greatest thing. He goes from like Ryback to like Michael Cole in 2 seconds.
Michael Cole.
I'm sorry, can I just get a coffee? What in the fuck? What, did you get stabbed in the fucking belly or something? What in the hell is that all about?
That was Casey again.
Christ on a cracker.
It's our fucking sound effects machine, I guess, instead of the thing you guys usually use.
Holy Christ on a cracker, he says.
Yeah. Holy jumpity Jiminy Christmas with fucking mozzarella cheese.
Ow. Jimmy Hot won't eat nothing.
That said, I
You
guess
like-
we'll see,
You like
You're gonna say a
pepperoni
word?
pizza?
Oh, I hate pepperoni.
How about egg roll?
Oh, I hate egg rolls. How does
I
that
like
guy
how
hate
Pat Patterson-
everything?
I love how Pat Patterson said, how about egg roll? Like one single solitary egg roll.
Right, that's what I mean. He doesn't do his fucking plurals right. That's
He does
fucking
the opposite.
terrific.
He's the reverse glitter.
Mick Foley told a story on the Legends of Wrestling show once where Pat Patterson first called him about coming in for a tryout or something, and he didn't believe when his father told him Pat Patterson called from WWF, and he was like, bullshit. And then he goes, wait a minute, did he get his singulars and plurals wrong? And the father laughs and goes, actually, yes. And he's like, oh my god, it was really him.
You must like playing with meat.
Sean Stasiak?
I noticed there was parts of me that apparently wasn't black after all.
I have to watch this episode before I see you guys tonight so we can talk about it.
Wasn't Patterson the one that was like,
Yeah, I'll be
"Why is
completely
Tony
out of the
Atlas
loop then
getting a
because I've
spray
never
tan?"
seen it.
Okay, then I won't watch it. Good, that I can wait. Then I can watch this new Raw DVD I ordered anyway that already showed up.
All right, so closing statements. Anybody?
I
Dan's
did
not dead. He'll be back next week.
How come when Chris was missed the show the first time, he had to die, but Dan is okay? He's just not here. I've known Chris
That-
longer, so that offends me.
That is a mystery for another time.
That's
I
a
noticed that
conspiracy.
at this
We'll have to get
point-
Justin
Evolution
here
is a
next week.
mystery.
At this point, all of the core hosts have been missing at some point or another.
The whore hosts?
The core hosts.
Wade Barrett, Heath Slater, Ezekiel
No,
Jackson.
no, not those guys.
Oh.
Although I did see what you guys were talking about, fucking Ezekiel Jackson on the outside of the production truck.
Oh, yeah. And now he's released.
Wah wah.
He already was, actually, before that happened, I think.
I guess they figured no one would notice.
Or they're not going to change an entire panel of a truck just so it doesn't appear on Raw that night.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd think racist Vince would want the black guy off his truck even while he was still employed.
Happy Mother's Day, Judy Bagwell. That's my
Bye,
closing
everybody.
Happy Mother's Day, Mama Benjamin.
With cheese.